Hi friends, welcome to WebCham. In this video, I am going to discuss how we can combine the data frames in Pandas. So whenever we have to combine the data, either we can perform the joins the way SQL joins works, or we can perform the union operation that is nothing but data append. So adding new rows to existing table or adding new columns to a table. This is what the operation we have to perform on, that is nothing but combining a data sets in pandas. So to perform this operation, pandas has a method called concat method. So this is the method that you can use to perform the horizontal join, that is nothing but a joins in SQL, and vertical join, that is nothing but union in SQL. So appending the data. Then there is something called join method. If you want to join the data frames on the basis of their indexes, you can use join method, and only concat method we can use to append the data. Join method we cannot use, but here in join method we can define how the join, meaning the join type we can define, and there is something called merge method. So we will see how these three methods works. So first we will discuss about the concat method, how we can concat the data frames in pandas, or how we can perform the horizontal join operations. So if I print df1, so here you can see that I have a 10 rows of data which is of column name, roll number and name. Then if I show you df2, so here I have a data set which shows the roll number, name and their corresponding marks by subject. Then if I say df3, so here again I have a column which can use, meaning only two column data, roll number and name. And if I use df4, so it might give us the next data sets. Okay, so like this from 6 onwards I do have. Now let's say I would like to append, since I have same number of columns, order of column is same, meaning after the roll number there is name column, and data type of each column in the df3 and df4 is same. So in this scenario what we can perform is we can append the data. If you want to work as a single table for both of these data sets, what we can do, we can append the data. But if you want to add, so here I have the subject wise marks. Okay, and if I want to add these marks to this first data frame, so what we can do, we can perform the horizontal join, that is nothing but joins in SQL. So at the very first place what we will do, we will perform the horizontal join, and then we will perform a vertical join. So we can use concat method. So what I will do, I will use the concat method, and let's understand the syntax of concat method, and then we can say, if I say panda dot concat, so this method is not available on the data frame, this method is available on the pandas namespace. That's why I used panda dot concat. Okay, so here it is asking for the objects, that is nothing but iterables and dimensional frames, meaning the data frames you can pass. But what you need to pass is you need to pass the list of items that should be hashable. So that's why what I will do is I will pass here, let's say df1 comma df2. Okay, so what is df1 and df2? So now how this works, right? So next parameter you can see we have passed that. Then join type you can decide, by default it is the type of outer And how this works? So this works on the basis of indexes. So here you can pass keys and then labels and names. So we will explore one by one all those parameters. And if you have any confusion, what you can do, you can go down and read the definition, what you are supposed to pass. Right. So there is something called axis. If you use axis, okay, if I perform, so by default axis is equal to 0, and what it has done, it has appended. Right. So okay, let me see. The default value of axis is 0. Right. So 0 is used for the vertical append. Right. So roll number and roll number both are added one below the other, and our number of rows are increased. But this is what I don't want. So I will say axis is equal to 1. If I run this, now you can see that it has added the roll number. Now it is performing. Where I say axis is equal to 1, it performs the joins, or it is going to add the columns to my first data frame from second data frame. But if I say axis is equal to 0, that is the default one, it is going to append the data. So this is how horizontal and vertical joins works. But the problem is what? Here in my first table, roll number is 1 for first row, and in my second table, roll number is 6 for first row. And this is not getting mapped on the basis of this roll number. Then how it works? So it is working on the basis of these indexes. This is working on the basis of indexes. So let me add the new parameter. Okay, let me say ignore index. What does it mean? If you want to read, you can read. Bool and default is false. If true, do not use index value along the concatenation axis. Okay, so that is what I want. So I can say ignore index is equal to true. I don't want to use ignore. But if you say ignore index, then what it should use? Okay, so it is ignoring the column names. Instead of that, it has added the index, right? Then what it should use, right? Let me remove this then, and let me try to add the keys. So if I say keys is equal to roll number, if I run, okay, so it has considered key as a, meaning roll number as a key, but still the joins is happening on the basis of these indexes. If I open label names, so okay, so if you can sort this either in ascending descending order, that is fine. Even you can make a copy, but the problem of this concat method is that you will not be able to use this column. Okay, roll number column on the basis of roll number, you will not be able to perform the join. It by default it perform the joins on the basis of indexes, and here indexes are 0 1 2 3 4 5 and up to 9 for 10 rows. So we can change the index. Can we change the index? We need to check, right? So there is something called set index method. If I use this method, set index, okay, and here if I pass the key of roll number, again if I pass the df2 dot roll number, If I run this, let me run this once again. And now let me try to perform. Okay, still it is not behaving. It is joining, but still it is working. And okay, so this is getting, so I will say df1 is equal to this. So I'm just replacing the data frames after the setting index. Okay, fine. So now you can see that. Okay, so what I did, I resetted the index to roll number, and after resetting the index to roll number, I replaced the df1 with new data frame. So this set index method is going to return as a new data frame. Okay, so if I open the definition, so you will be able to see that return type of this. So whatever you can see, the after the arrow is the return type of function. So it is going to return a new data frame. That's why I replaced the existing data frame with new data frame, and this is what I want. Right. So now my join is working on the basis of roll number. Right. This is working on the basis of roll number, and then names coming, but here you will not be able to specify which is coming from left table, which is coming from right table. Right. So we can do that also. We can separate the columns from left table if the column names are same. If the column names are not same, we do not need to use anything. But yes, so here we performed the join operation using concat method. So join using concat, but problem is that this is performing on the basis of index only, index column only. Okay, I don't want to look for the index. I don't want to worry about the index. I wanted to perform the join operation on the basis of column name itself. So we will see that part also. So now here we saw horizontal join. Let's say if you want to go for the vertical join, so I can say concat of, and then if I pass the list of df3 comma df4, and if I use, so it is going to append, right? And here you can see that indexes are remain same as per the earlier data frame, so df3 and df4. Okay, so if you want to reset this index, there is method called reset index, and then if you want to drop existing index, so I will say drop is equal to true. If I run this, you will be able to see that it has resetted my indexes for the new data frame. And this is a vertical join. So we saw how we can perform the join operation horizontally, we can perform the vertically. Now, similarly, we have method called join. So join method works little bit different. Here you will be able to perform the uh, segregation for what is coming from the C. Here we are not getting which name is coming from the left table, which name is coming from the right table. So if you want to do that kind of things, so what we can do using, instead of using this, if I use join method. So pandas don't have join method. So join method works little bit differently. If you are using join method, you need to call that method on data frame, on the data frame itself. So this is the method of, or method from join. Sorry, method from data frame pass. So join got an unexpected keyword argument access. Okay, so here we don't need to pass access. So this is, we can, meaning only we can use this for the horizontal join, not for the vertical join. And join type we can define here. So by default, it perform the left join. Okay, so I will say how is equal to left. Okay, so I'm keeping default one as it is. Then to separate the column from left table, if the names are same, I will use L suffix underscore X for the L suffix. Similarly, I will say R suffix is equal to underscore Y. Okay. And now if I run this, so here you can see that underscore X is added for the left table column, underscore Y is added. If say this will be used when your column names are getting duplicated between two of data sets in that case. And it is performing, again it is performing the joins on the basis of index, right? Okay. So even this method works very similar to concat method. Only difference is that concat method and join method both works on the indexes. However, concat method is available in pandas, so you cannot call that method on the df from data frames, but you can call the join method on the data frame. This is what the difference. Let's say we have something as a merge method, so it performs even same kind of operation. So here, in case of, or in the place of how you can define the type of join, inner or outer, left or right, so you will be able to perform. So if I use the next method, that is merge method, and again this method merge method is available in the pandas namespace. Okay, so if I use df dot merge, okay, so this method is available in both the places, so we can call this method on the data frame also and in the pandas also. So if I use this, we don't need to pass the list. Okay, but if I use panda dot merge, so here I need to pass the data sets. Okay, so left data frame we need to decide, meaning we need to pass here. So this is how it works. Okay, if I call this from pandas, so left is, I will say df1, then I will say right is, so you have more options here to define how you want to perform the joins. Then how is of type inner, so default one is inner, you can specify the another one also. So if I say inner, then if I open this on what, so if I say on the basis of, so here it works on the basis of column. So far it was working on the, it was working on the basis of indexes of data frame. So now here if you use on parameter, you are supposed to pass the index. So if I pass the roll number, okay, and see if the column name is same in both the cases, then you can use on parameter. Let's say if column name is different, in my one of the data frame it says roll number, in my another data frame it says kind of exam number or all. So how we can do that also? So here you have options, so left on, right on. So if you use left on, since I have roll number is common in the both, so I can directly use on. But if you don't have the common column name in both the data frames, so in that case you can use left on and right on parameter, and still this will work. If I run this, so it is going to perform the same kind of operation. But you cannot use join and merge to append the data. In that case, you need to use the concat method. Otherwise, all the three methods can be used to perform the horizontal join. Then here, if you want to add suffixes, you can add the suffixes for left, for right. Okay, so here you have a demo. Then if you want to add a validate expression, you can add validate expression also before performing the join. Then if you want to sort the data, you can sort the data by passing the sort is equal to true or false, right? So these many parameters you can explore and perform the join operations. But yes, we have three methods in Pandas to perform the join or combining the data sets. If you want to combine the data set vertically, only concat method is going to work. Otherwise, all the three methods can be used to perform the joins horizontally. Right? So this is how joins works in Pandas, and I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day. If you get stuck somewhere, you can comment on the video and I will definitely get back to you with solutions. Thank you. Happy learning.